whistleblower speaking publicly for the very first time about quality concerns over a key Boeing supplier. Kansas-based Spirit AeroSystems builds a bulk of the Boeing 737 MAX. We all remember when that door panel on a 737 MAX blew out during an Alaskan Airlines flight back in January. Well, this whistleblower says he often found issues near similar door panels on other aircraft fuselages. Chris Van Cleve sat down with him in a CBS News exclusive interview.
If quality mattered, I would still be a Spirit.
For about a decade, Santiago Paredes worked at the end of the production line at one of Boeing's largest suppliers, Spirit AeroSystems, doing final inspections on 737 fuselages before they'd ship to Boeing. How often did you find issues?
Every day.
I'm finding over 100 defects in every day.
Findings he says his managers pressured him to keep to a minimum, even, he says, referring to him by the nickname Showstopper, because repairs he identified delayed deliveries, which he says cost Spirit money.
They always said that they didn't have time to fix the mistakes.
Didn't have time because they needed to get the planes out?
The complaints out, yep.
While the two 737 MAX crashes that killed 346 people in 2018 and 2019 were not blamed on problems at Spirit, Paredes hoped they would have been a quality wake-up call.
And I felt responsible in a way. I came home, I cried to my wife. I was like, this is so frustrating. I was like, hundreds of people have already died, and they're not changing. I was like, and they're not changing.
He says quality issues persisted. CBS News spoke with several current and former Spirit employees and reviewed photos of dented fuselages and a wrench they say was left behind in a supposedly ready-to-deliver component. Were these defects that, if they weren't fixed, could be a safety issue down the line?
Some of them were, because some of them were missing fasteners.
And a fastener holds parts of the plane together.
Yeah.
Boeing confirms it's long had a team that finds and fixes defects in Spirit products after delivery when Boeing is assembling the planes.
It's a recipe for disaster, really. I said it was just a matter of time before something bad happened.
In February 2022, Paredes said his bosses asked him to speed up inspections by being less specific about where he was finding issues. He emailed his managers writing the request was unethical. What happened to you?
They took my team lead away. They stripped me from my leadership position.
After filing an ethics complaint with HR and contacting the company's CEO, Paredes eventually was reinstated, but says he'd had enough, resigning that summer.
It takes a toll on you, and I was tired of fighting.
Until now, Paredes, an Air Force veteran who spent 12 years at Spirit's Wichita plant, was known as Former Employee 1 in a lawsuit brought in December by Spirit shareholders, alleging widespread quality failures, something Paredes says Boeing was well aware of.
For many years, they knew they were getting defective fuselages.
He says he frequently found issues near door panels similar to the one that blew out of a 737 MAX mid-flight in January. The ongoing NTSB investigation indicates that door panel was removed during final assembly to allow Spirit contractors to make defect repairs. It appears the bolts holding the panel were not reinstalled.
While working at Spirit, I almost grew a fear of flying.
There's about 2 or 3 units that is in the back of your mind that you know that you would never want to fly on.
You think there are planes out there that you wouldn't want to fly on?
But knowing what I know about the 737, it makes me very uncomfortable when I fly in one of them.
Spirit AeroSystems declined our request for an on-camera interview, but says in a statement the claims in that shareholder lawsuit are unfounded, and it remains committed to addressing concerns and continuously improving workplace safety standards. Since March, Boeing has been inspecting every fuselage as it rolls off the line in Wichita. Boeing's CEO says that has cut defect issues by about 80%. Boeing maintains the 737 is a safe airplane. Natalie?
All right, Chris Van Cleve, thank you so much. Well,
Natalie, it's always so upsetting to hear the generic blanket, we take concerns very seriously, da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
When a guy has that much passion,
that's right,
he's talking about what he knows. I would much rather the company say, we're very concerned about this, we're looking into it, we appreciate what he's saying. But clearly he's very disturbed by what he knows and what he has seen.
Imagine being in his position, hearing about a door flying off of a plane and not being surprised.
And now
he
know.
Well,
and Nate, he said he doesn't feel safe flying.
Right. I mean, that right there
We're all getting on
that's
planes.
scary.
Whistleblower, and you got to listen to that.
Yeah.